20th, and it is the vernal equinox. It is the first day of spring. So happy first day of spring, or happy Ostara, whichever one you celebrate here. It is time for spring planting of some things. Today is a good day to plant potatoes, so I'm going to try to get my potatoes planted. They are calling for rain midday today. So right now I am headed to go get Barnice at the vet and go pick up feed and get gas for my tiller and my weed eater and my saw and get diesel for my tractor. I had some help that was going to come today, but since it's going to rain midday, they may not be able to make it. So yeah, that's kind of what's on the agenda. I unloaded the materials out of the back of my truck for the roof, and they're over by the garage door right now. I've got some fiberboard over there that I bought a couple years ago. I guess it's been 3.5 years ago now, to put decking up in my attic. I can't get it up there by myself, so I may have to just cut it in half so that I can handle it more easily to get it up there. Those 4x8 sheets are impossible for me to handle by myself. Or I may just forget about putting decking in my attic and just use it for something else. But anyway, it's still there. It's still in pretty good shape. I've had it up out of the weather. It just kind of looks bad leaning up against my garage. So what I would like to do, one other task I would like to do this week, is get into the storage building and get it arranged so that maybe I could move it out there, get it completely out of the weather, and get it away from the front of my garage where it doesn't look quite so bad. Anyway, I did not get the tin stacked up yesterday. As you saw, I worked on that rattan vine instead and kind of cut my hands up a little bit. I never remember to wear gloves. I've got 4,000 pairs of gloves and I never remember to put them on. In fact, there's a pair of gloves right here. Anyway, yeah, so today is gonna be, let's go get feed and fuel and assess the weather, and then do a couple of tasks and assess the weather, and do a couple of more tasks and assess the weather, and just do whatever we can get done that the weather will allow, working around it. But happy Ostara, happy first day of spring, and we're gonna head on down the road to the feed store. Well, Luna has forgiven me. She's let me pet her. She's taking treats from me. And now she's watching cat TV with Satchel. So, I guess we're okay. Hey, buddy, are you the welcoming committee? Hello. You greeting me? Here to get Barnice. Got one of their kitties in the window. You ready to go home, Barnice? Yeah, you're done with people, aren't you? It's okay, we're going home. Okay, I have officially lost my mind. But they needed to go today. So it looks like I'm back in the duck business, at least for a minute. Well, it's raining. I've got a little bit more feed to unload, but I love that petrichor smell. Of course, the cows are up there going, hey lady, come feed us. But it's supposed to be out of here by 4 o'clock today, so I will give them a bale of hay this afternoon. So I guess once I get this feed unloaded, I'm gonna work inside for a little bit now that I've got the ducklings settled. I've just got a little bit more done. Y'all relaxing on this first day of spring? Hi, Angel. Little miss is over there. Yeah, y'all a good baby. Well, I got my feed unloaded. I am pretty wet, but that's okay. I'm gonna go inside and put on some dry clothes and find some lunch and work on something until Bernice, are you glad to be home? Are you glad to be home? Yeah, you gotta stay in there for a couple of days until we make sure your incision is okay. I don't want any problems like we had with poor Fizzy. No, we don't want any problems. You look happy to be home, and you ate some food, drank some water. Well, we just had a little rain shower here. There was a little what was left of a tiny little cumulonimbus cloud that just rained out over us while the sun was shining. And my grandpa always said that if it rained while the sun was shining, it was going to rain the same time again the next day. You can see another thunderhead or cumulonimbus cloud right there. I just got through putting out the last of the hay for the year, and now I thought I would come over here and show you the blooms on my nectarine tree. It's blooming in honor, I guess, of the first day of spring. So I am going to go work on this pen area over here. I still need to feed the rabbits tonight too, but I'm going to go work on, there is an area where I had started to build a smaller chicken pen, and I decided to abandon that project. So I've got some panels over there that are wrapped in wire that I'm going to take apart and move to add on to the existing chicken pen. And then also there's another place back here where there is a panel. Part of it is in the weeds, but I have some bolt cutters, and I think I can cut out a useful about 6-foot section of it. So I'm gonna check that out too, to add to the chicken pen. Well, I got the pen taken apart and the panels up out of the weeds and ready to be moved. I'm gonna leave those front 2 posts and come off the back corner of the coop across with one of these panels for my fence. I'll pull up the rest of them to reuse, and I pulled up a couple that were at the back of the garden over here. So now I just gotta wait on Friday to try to move the doghouse. I'm gonna put it right here and then build a smaller pen around it. I'm trying to decide if I wanna just use these panels that I have, or if I wanna take one of these and make it wider. The opening, I don't have that much room on the opening, because I'm going to take this little piece of a panel out, and that'll give them an opening. But I don't want to encompass, this is that other flowering quince, so I've got to get out here and cut these weed stems down. So I don't want to include that, so I'll probably come off of this post with my other long panel. So that'll be wide enough that I'll need one of those longer panels. So I'll probably have to use one of those panels to go across the back side, but that'll give them a little bit more area out here. This is the part of the garden that I eventually want to turn into a small fruit tree area. Now I'll be able to mow back here a little bit better since I've got that burn barrel moved and this pen moved. I pulled up those posts back there behind the muscadine trellis on that old fence panel. I got to get out here and clean up, mow a little bit down. Probably just hit this with the bush hog up high so it doesn't get anything close to the ground, and just knock down these weeds. And then I'll get in here and pull my tomato cages out and move them to the side, and probably come in here. I don't know if I'm going to come in here with a tiller or not. The problem, I don't think on this side anymore, but I did have some landscaping fabric, and I may just put down paper over this and mow this down and put paper over this too, because I've got landscape fabric down, and that gets tangled up in my tiller. So I just need to get out here and clean off the tops of these weeds that have grown up and put the paper down. So the elderberries budding out, and my quince is too. Both my quinces are. Hi, Chips. Hi, Chips. How are you, buddy? I need to put that mark. Hi, Chips. Hello, sweet boy. Hi, Angel. Hi, Pumpkin. Hello, baby. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've got my knitting. I'm going to sit out here for a while and work on Hazel. I got quite a bit done despite the rain today. I got that pen taken apart, and that was one of the things I really wanted to get done. My neighbor says he's going to come Friday and fix the hole in my roof, so hopefully that'll be done. Tomorrow, Willie's got a vet appointment at 8, and then I have a riding lesson at 11. And then I'm supposed to help with horse show practice at 4 or 4:30, whatever time it is. So tomorrow's going to be not much work done here, unfortunately, but that'll be all right. I'll take Willie for his appointment and then come back and change clothes for my lesson. And then I'm going to help Sasha put basket kits together for our class on Saturday. in between my lesson and helping with practice, because there's no point in me running all the way home and to turn around and go right back to the barn. And then I'll just feed when I get home that evening. I'll feed the chickens and Penny a little bit in the morning and the cats like I always do, and then I'll just feed when I get in from horse show practice. But I did get that pen taken apart, and that was a big thing. Friday today I'll have some time here, so I think the next thing I need to do is stack up this tin and move this stuff with the barrels from in the front yard. I'm done putting out hay, so I can take the forks on my tractor and move that piece of plywood, because it's too heavy for me to move very far without that. I don't know where I'm going to put it now that I think about it. I guess I'll have to think about that a minute. I need to get my potatoes planted, but that might have to wait until Friday. I've got some straw that I need to put in the bins, and then put some compost on top of that, and then plant the potatoes. Yeah, so I'm pretty pleased with. I mean, you only got so much energy, right? So little steps. I'll get this tin straightened up, and the long pieces. That was a weird sounding bird. The long pieces I'll set aside for the thing I talked about, renovating the storage building. The good short pieces I'll set aside in a pile for other renovations, and then the scrap pieces, I'll put them out in the trash a little at the time, I guess. Probably once I get it moved, I'll move it over here where I've got some lumber and stuff stacked, and I guess that's where I'm going to put that piece of plywood. I had bought it when the bathroom remodel debacle happened, and it never got used, and I've been using it as a tabletop for when I have the wreath making party. I might take it up to the barn. And put it in the wash stall. That would be a good place to store it. So we'll see. But anyway, so I could take that fiberboard up there too now that I think about it. Could put it all on the forks of the tractor and drive it right up to the barn and unload it there in that wash stall, and that would get it out from in front of the house too. So I might do that. I've got to go get my nails done sometime, but I didn't see much point in getting them done until I got all this work done. Anyway, so that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to leave it here for today and pick it back up tomorrow. So I appreciate everybody that's watching, and hope y'all have enjoyed the stuff going on, and I appreciate all the cool feedback, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Bye. Well, good morning. It is Thursday, March 21st. We had a beautiful moon set this morning as we were leaving. Willie and I are headed to his next chiropractor adjustment. We got to be there at 8 o'clock, and we are stopping at our usual morning stop at Sonic. And then later this morning I am supposed to have a riding lesson, and then I'm going to go help with riding practice. I'm also supposed to go help Sasha in between those two, because I didn't feel like driving all the way back home before I had to go back for practice. It was just kind of a waste of gas. So she needed some help getting ready for Saturday's class, so I told her that I would help her. Anyway, so yeah, the sun is causing some weird light, but that's okay. So we're going to get on down. Okay, well, Willie got his adjustment. I didn't take any video this time because it was the other vet, and I didn't know her, so I didn't want to take video, not knowing her very well. I know Dr. Spencer doesn't mind. So Willie got his adjustment and got his nails clipped too, which they needed. I had clipped them a little bit, but they needed more. Anyway, what you think, buddy? Okay, we're going to head home now, and I'm going to change clothes and get around for my lesson. Well, I'm here at the barn. I'm going to go down and get Gusty because she was having some foot issues earlier, so I want to make sure that those are being taken care of, and hopefully she'll be able to be ridden today. If not, I'll ride Flame instead. So, got some Cokes here to donate to the cause. So, yeah, gonna head down, walk down and get my girls. Hey guys, Gus, what you doing? My good girl. You're my good girl. Yes, you pretty girl. I'm glad to see you. Good girl. What you got, RJ? Well, oh, you don't know about this. He's like, oh, it was a pretty good deal, huh? Many a first ride has been on Gusty.
Oh yeah. You gonna say
Trot,
something?
little pony,
He
trot
looks
him
like he wants to
down.
say something.
Yeah, he looks like he's got a lot to say.
He's like, I'm frozen.
You had a good ride, huh? We just did a little bit, but it was good. Your mama's a good girl. Ooh, I got a box of pretty things from my friend Tommy, who has the pottery wheel. She did some commission work for me, and I'm super excited. Ooh, look at that. That's a present for someone. And there's another one that's also a present. Similar, yet not identical, so that they can tell them apart. Then she made me a bee mug also. Ooh, look at that one. That's beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then here's another exciting thing. She made me a mug with my logo on it. Yay! Cool. And she made me a yarn bowl with my logo on it. Yay! These are beautiful. She does such beautiful work. Every piece is unique too. She has an Etsy shop, so check her out. I'm here at the park cutting basket pieces for our class Saturday. So this is what we've got done so far. This is my latest pile. Got to count those out. And just keep cutting. I've got a little bit more time before I go back to help with barn practice. Go. Good. Now halt, turn her around, and get her straight before you start backing her up. Take your time. Take your time. Now ask her to back. Good job. You got a lot of people running behind you, messing you up, but that's okay. You just keep going. Okay, halt. Go line her up to side pass. Take your time. Whoop. You ready? Look where you're going. Pull back just a little bit. She's going forward on you. That's okay. She did some, so that's good. Now, when you get here, ask for a trot. Be very clear. Trot. Good. And when you get to that last one, cue your canter very clear. Canter. Come on. Come on. You didn't get it till right there, so we got to work on that, okay? You want her to canter from the very beginning. And she quits you right there, okay? Halt. Look at your judge. Halter. Halt. Make her stand still. And then nod. Good. Well, we had a really good practice with the kids at the barn. It was, my voice is about gone for teaching for 2.5 hours, but we had a really good practice. We've got one more tomorrow before the horse show. And I had posted, or I'd recorded a little piece about how I was a little bit down earlier, but I decided not to include it. I decided to delete it. But, you know, these things come and go when you're working toward a goal on something. Sometimes you get a little bit down, and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel sometimes, but I'll make it, and I know that I will. It just, we got to put one foot in front of the other, right? So I am waiting on some hot French fries. Yay, because I cooked a crock pot lasagna and a crock pot of chicken enchiladas a week ago on Sunday, and frankly I am tired of eating them. So anyway, I helped Sasha for a while today. I've got to head home and feed the rabbits. I fed everybody else, and then I'm going to take a hot shower and probably get on the virtual knitting group for a while and knit on Hazel. These babies are thirsty. Yes, them little quackers were thirsty. Yes. Is that good?